How are you?
Oh, I'm very good, Krystyna. Very good.
Cool. Good. Looks like you've been busy.
Oh my gosh. I would say being busy is a complete understatement at this point. You kind of triggered something in me. It's been insane.
Cool. Right. Let's talk about it then. So, Kyle, what is
Yeah.
it that made you book an appointment? Why did you think you needed my help?
Oh boy, you're asking the tough questions right out of the gate, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I think it was a mix of things. One was genuine curiosity.
Mhm.
Two was I really was looking to up my game and up the quality of my content and my company.
Mm.
And I knew that I wanted to set myself up for success as good as I could. And I figured what better way to do that than use the resources I had available to me. And you happen to be one of them.
Cool. Yeah. So, would it be something that you would eventually got round to doing on your own? You know, you've made certain changes. Is that something that you would have just pulled your finger out and got round to doing on your own?
Um, Man, another good question. I I'll put it this way. I think if enough time had passed, eventually I maybe would have done it on my own.
Hmm.
But having having our session was like a huge just jump start. You're gonna do it. You've got it. You can do this. Go for it. And it made a world of difference.
Mm. So, how did you find the session? Was it what you were expecting or something different?
Admittedly, I don't think it was what I was expecting. I
Right.
think I was expecting more of, we'll say, Britain's Got Talent, right?
With my
Right.
dog hypnotizing you.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't really sure. I really was expecting more of what you see on TV and stages and stuff,
Hmm.
and it was nothing like that actually.
Right. But pleasant experience all the same.
Oh, without a doubt, absolutely a positive experience.
Yeah, it's nice. And when would you say you felt the results from it?
Um, to pinpoint it, probably about halfway through the very first video I shot after our session.
Hmm.
It was like boom, and then it just took off.
Right. So did you feel different after the session? What made you, because your issue was that you were not sort of shooting these videos, wasn't it? Kind of thing. You weren't doing the
Yeah,
videos.
it was. Hmm, hmm. It was so interesting because I mean, my issue, I don't want to say it was necessarily the videos themselves.
Hmm.
It was more taking that bigger leap, right? So it was more going after everything that I wanted to go after and really reaching out and saying, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to get what I want, and that's the end of it.
Hmm.
So it was such an interesting feeling after the session. I was I was amped up, which was really interesting because I just came out of this non-amped state, right? I was
Mm.
more relaxed and subdued, and my mind was really neutral. And then after our session, I came downstairs and I was like, well, it's time to take over the world.
One video at a time.
One video at a time, exactly. Hundreds of videos later and a bestseller later, it's been crazy.
Wow. And that was what? Half an hour ago? No. When did we have the session? It wasn't that long ago.
It really wasn't. I think I only want to say it was maybe 2 to 3 weeks. I think it really wasn't that long
And you've
ago.
done a bestseller.
It's it has been the most wild ride, right?
Right.
So my channel really took off after I started shooting the videos,
Hmm.
and the bestseller was completely unintentional.
Hmm.
Right? Every time somebody talks to me about it, which now is a lot, um, oh, you're a bestseller. I was like, yeah, I'd say I'm an accidental bestseller, right? So
There's
my
nothing
goal,
accidental about it.
exactly, right? But my goal for that was to just, put something out there that would be easily accessible for a much wider audience, and that I could really kind of give back, right? Because what I do has been very good to me, and that's kind of why I started my company, was to help people get better.
Mhm.
And that's what the book was. And I put it out, and the next day, my buddy texted me, and he was like, "So have you checked Amazon lately?" I'm like, "No." He said, "You might want to check." And I'm like, "Oh gosh, did I get kicked off of Amazon already?" Right?
Banned.
Well, yeah, that would be my luck, right? But I pulled it up, and it said I'm number one in the business short reads, and I'm like, "Oh, that can't be right. There has to be some mistake." And then I was ranked number 3 overall in the sales books on Amazon, and I'm like, "What on earth is going on?" But it's still up there. It's been quite a ride.
Yeah. Some people, some clients have said it's like I sprinkle some kind of fairy dust on them, that just like some magic happens after sessions. Would you agree?
I mean, I don't think there's a way I could disagree. It is, it's mind boggling. It's absolutely mind boggling, especially when, my wife's a therapist.
Mhm.
Um, and it's just, even she's like, "Good Lord, what did she do to you?" And, I said, I wish I knew it. Whatever it is, it worked. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Mm.
I mean, I've mentioned it to a lot of people. Like I went through this hypnotherapy session with you,
Mhm.
and I said it's been miraculous.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it is it's an amazing thing when you get your mind in gear and you're not holding yourself back anymore. Because that was the thing, you were just holding yourself back, but you don't
Yes.
realize it. You don't think that I mean, you don't come across as somebody have that would overthink things or not be confident to go out and get what you want. And yet, you know,
It's it is. I mean, and that's another really interesting point. Like, right, like from my career, doing sales strategy and sales training, you wouldn't think of me as somebody that doesn't have the confidence to do something.
mm,
Um, but yeah, I was terrified. I
mm,
really was, to take that leap and really bump things up to the next level.
mhm,
Um, it was, I think the most interesting part of it was the book release.
mm,
So I wrote the short read, and I sat there, and I didn't even have that moment of, should you really be doing this? Are you really qualified to put out a book?
mm,
Bestseller later. But there wasn't that. Before
mm,
our session, I had those moments all the time, right? It was,
mhm.
"Oh, I don't know if I should be doing this. Am I really qualified?" After our session, there's never been a question in my mind. Yeah, absolutely, you're qualified. You got this. Go do it.
Mm. And it's people do not realize how much that little voice in their head that goes, should you really be doing this? Are you going to look
Oh
stupid?
yeah.
They don't realize how much that stops them from moving forward.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's been crazy. Like I considered myself successful before our meeting, our session, and it wasn't until after the session that I realized, okay, you have a long way to go,
Hmm.
but you can absolutely get it.
Yeah.
And that's what was really cool about it. I
Yeah.
realized that there was so much more success out there to grab, and I have you to thank for being able to
Oh,
going after
thank
grabbing it.
you. You're just getting going.
I I hope. I really hope.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
been wild. It is absolutely wild.
Hmm. Fabulous. So would you recommend a session with me?
I would recommend a session with you to literally anybody and everybody. And that's absolutely not me being salesy and trying to plug myself. It's unbelievable. It is absolutely ridiculously unbelievable.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Yeah, you deserve it. You really do. I mean, it's it's amazing. Man, why is my phone going off like left and right? Um, but it's just unbelievable. And I find myself like even talking to my wife, like just you need look what Christine did to me. Like you have to just go and do it.
Mm,
You know, you can't I can't sit here and worry about if I'm qualified or not, because
mm,
the proof of that is in the past,
mhm.
right? It's been the videos, it's been the requests, it's been the book. Like it's now like, all right, now you need to keep going. Take this momentum that you got from Christina's little journey to the Grand Canyon with you to the stratosphere.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
yeah.
So you are worth your weight in gold.
Ah, thank you. And I'm heavy.
Yeah, don't worry. I went to the doctor the other day again, and I'm like, I am heavy as well. So
Yeah.
I
Cool.
get it.
Cut. Thank you. Fabulous. So you've done a few videos then?
Oh my gosh. I think I'm putting it like 80 to 90 videos already scheduled. Like
Wow.
they're just, and that's not even counting the customer, prospecting videos. So we'll see. I
Wow.
mean, it has been absolutely awesome.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I have you to thank for it.
Oh,
I should put you in my next book.
yes, do. Especially if it's a
So
bestseller.
I'm
Yeah.
hoping that is still mind boggling to me. I
Mm.
literally just I didn't expect all I released that book for was just like, okay, give back, and at least I can say I have a book that I wrote. Right? Doesn't I'm not expecting anything out of it. And next thing I know, everyone's like, you're the bestseller. I'm like, something's wrong with Amazon. Your book critics are terrible.
Honestly, I hear this so much from clients. Like, and it just, I wish I could give the whole world a session to go after what they wanted and everything, but then everyone would be successful, wouldn't they? And it'd be boring. But yeah, it's when once people get out of the way and just start doing the thing they're supposed to be doing, the magic
Exactly.
the magic just starts to happen. And it is as though, it's that law of attraction, call it whatever you want, fairy dust. It's you just start seeing opportunities. You take the
Oh,
handbrake off and you just start going for it.
everywhere. I'm at that point in my career where the people that were like hesitant of thinking I would be successful, or just were flat out like, there's no way this guy's going to make it. It's now I'm at that point where they're like, oh, do you want to be on my podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, oh yeah. I'll carry your books in my store. Oh yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, you will, huh?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. It's
It's
all those haters are suddenly your
oh,
biggest fans.
it's incredible. Yeah. If to be fair, even before my business, if I was judged by my amount of haters, I'd be a rich man.
Yeah.
So it's fantastic. But I do. Your session was incredible. Incredible.
Thank you.